Hey, while you in the first 5 seconds of the video, go ahead. Like
Anthony, I got to show you one thing, one law. Deuteronomy 22:5. You heard that yet?
Yeah, that's what I got.
You heard that yet? Let me show you real fast, because I got to ask y'all a question. Hey, bro, right here with the black beater on. Get his name for me. What's your name again? Cedric, right? Cedric, what do men look at when women show their body off? What do men look at? When they wear tight jeans, tight clothes, booty shorts, what do men look at? Just be honest. Say it again. Do you agree with that, sis? So how is it that, do you enjoy when you get that type of attention? You don't? You don't enjoy it? Look what God said about that. Watch this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
So the Bible says the woman, Ebony, should not wear what belongs to men. Look at all these men right here, sis. We all got on one piece of clothing that's the same. What you think it is? No, look at it. It's hugging your leg. What you see? Pants. Because when you wear pants, guess what? When the man look at you, is he thinking about starting a family, Cedric? Or he looking at how big her what is? What? Just be real. So sis, if you don't even like that attention, God said you shouldn't even be wearing that. As a princess of God, guess what? You have to start covering your body up. Because you letting all brothers that ain't never known you, and guess what? You can now help stop contributing to lustful men. You can't control and force men not to look, but you giving them stuff to look at. Cover it up. Watch this.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
Say, I just asked Cedric, what's your name? AJ. And what's your name? Kurt, AJ, and Cedric. I'm letting you hear what men say. When men, most men, it ain't even got to be y'all, but most men in general, when women don't cover their body up, what do we do? What we do? We look at, say it again. We lust. Because sisters don't want to cover their body up. And it said, neither shall a man do what?
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
That's your Shanae's, your Tyler Perry's, your Medeas. Don't you see that? What's that movie, White Chicks? Right. Don't you see that? But what happened when Dave Chappelle didn't want to put a dress on? What they do to him? That's because they targeting the men. Right. They is targeting you men. When you men don't step up for the community, that's why the sisters don't give a damn about how they dress, because it's the men that keep acting on the lust. And then it's the sisters that even though you don't want the attention, you still show your body off. That don't make no sense. I don't want to get pulled over, but I keep running red lights. Do that make sense? So what should you do now as an Israelite woman? What you got to do? If you don't want men to look at your body and your curves and your shape, what should you do? 1 Timothy 2. What should you do? Say it again. Now, if she dressed modestly and the man see that she covering her body up, is you going to approach her like she a hood rat, like she a Megan Thee Stallion, Glorilla type of sister, or you going to come with a little more respect for her? Sis, do you want to be respected, Ebony? Well, now, the man just said if you cover your body up, you will be approached with more what? Respect. But should you be approaching her with that lust still? Or should you have marriage in mind? Huh? I got to deal with the man. Look, he stopped now, Ebony. Now when you mention Mary, AJ like, I don't know. Listen to what the Bible say.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9. In like manner also that women adorn themselves.
You make yourself beautiful, Ebony. That means all these sisters right here, all you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Puerto Rican, Cubans, when you adorn yourself with what?
In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
In what?
In modest apparel.
Now, what does modest apparel, what does that look like? I'm going to ask you, dude, what you got on now, is that modest? Yeah. Modest is when you drawing sexual attention. When you showing your body off, that's not modesty. Because you would ask a sister if she got on pants, you like, no, this modest. You covering your body up, right? Wrong. We can still see your shape. That's not modest. Don't you see why the jeans be so tight? And hug on say it again, my sister. But can you still see the shape?
Yeah.
So that's not modest. But you see that? See, look. That's why God said the woman shall not wear what pertains to men with pants. Pants got a zipper in the front. Pants got a zipper in the front. What should sisters have something to pull out? No. So God said, Ebony, that the woman shall not wear what? What belongs to men, but she has to wear modest apparel. That's a nice loose fitting dress. And you know how sisters unconsciously know that they're supposed to dress like that? Because what is a woman going to put on when the day she get married? A what? Now, is you going to wear pants on the day you get married, my elder sister? Why is it that now all of a sudden when it's time to get married, you know, oh, I'm supposed to wear a dress? You don't ever hear sisters say, no, it's hot up in here. They'll let the makeup run off their face. But now the Bible says the woman should what?
In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
You got to have modest apparel. A woman is at her most beautiful point in life when she has a dress on. That's why when sisters want to go out, they want to have fun. The ones that ain't dressing like a harlot, like the Bible say, like a harlot. Them the ones that say, you know what, I'm beautiful. That's why when you take baby pictures, was your baby pictures in pants or a dress? If you had a daughter, you took her to go say, we finna go take pictures today. What you putting her in? Ain't no apple bottom jeans. You finna put her in a dress, because what? That's what God said, even back in the day. Come look at this right here. Come look at this right here. Ebony, look at these pictures. When we was getting sold as slaves, God said this would happen to the Israelites. Because we want to constantly go against God. And now look, was these sisters, when they was getting sold in slavery, what they have on? A what? That go back to the heritage that he was talking about. Jeremiah 17:4. We forgot that we was the Israelites. But now, my brother, what's your name one more time? Kurt. And what's your name? L.A. Now, do you believe that the Bible, should we go off what the Bible say or what our own feelings is? Because look at this, before you answer, somebody give me some of these signs with slavery right here. This is what happened when we want to lean on our own understanding and go based off of what we want to do. Right. This is what God did to us, just like what you would do with a child. If a child go against the father, you're going to have discipline come behind that, right or wrong. So listen to what the Bible says.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. In the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger.
L.A., look at this. Daniel 9:11. Look at this. This is what God said was going to happen to us because we was cut off from our heritage and we broke God's laws. And who else went through this right here? Nobody else went through that. You said it's over? So you telling me we not in, what you mean by 400 years is over? We not in captivity no more? You agree with that? Don't tell me your name. Kurt. Thank you. Kurt, you. So hold on, wait. Hold on. So is we in captivity, yes or no? You know what I want? Baruch 3, you got it. Watch this.
Baruch chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
It says, behold, we are what?
Yet this day in our captivity.
It means right now, L.A., we still in captivity. You know how I know we in captivity? Deuteronomy 28. I'm going to prove to you and show you that what? The Israelites is still serving their enemies to this day. The same people that had human zoos, the same people that had us on slave auction blocks, you still getting oppressed and crushed every day. You know how you still in captivity today? Because we don't have no power in our hand to bring justice to our own people. We got to go and fill out their paperwork. We got to go to their court systems. We got to go and get a lawyer, a judge, a doctor. But guess what? It's cold. It's evident. You see it on video when your own people get shot down. But now, L.A., I agree with you to a certain extent. We got to hold ourselves accountable because you said it's on our own account. What about you, Dallas Mavericks hat? Dallas Cowboys hat? What about you? Is we still in captivity today? L.A., don't go nowhere. You about to miss out. You got to work? This better than work. You not even be having to work. We showing you the way to where you would never have to work again. I got that. But what you about to give them to eat? What you about to give them to eat? What kind of food? Knowledge? That can wait for a second. This the real knowledge you're supposed to be getting. Ain't no greater knowledge than the knowledge of the Bible. Ain't no greater knowledge than knowing that you're an Israelite. Ain't no greater knowledge than knowing that God is a black man with black skin and woolly hair that look just like us. This the greatest knowledge on the face of the planet. Now look, I ain't get your name. Moses? Oh my God. Don't you like that? Brother got a biblical strong name. Moses was fighting for his people. A black man. Don't you see the older generation not fighting for the brothers no more? Hey, oh, you know what? I'm about to leave. I got to go feed my kids. What you going to feed them? Knowledge. What's the knowledge, though? It's all types of knowledge, ain't it? What's the type of knowledge should we be feeding our kids? Spiritual? Love? That's all. I hear that a lot. Love, black people. Do we love each other? No, we the only ones we the main ones that be talking about love your paper, you gotta love, but then we don't even love our own. Sisters don't love themselves. They'll let men lay up on them, turn them into baby mamas. They'll let men convince them that you should get a BBL, right, and that your body is not good enough. Go to the doctor and get a bigger butt. And then guess what? When you get pregnant, what happened? Kill the kid. He'll leave the money on the table so you can go buy the plan B. Right. How do we say we love? If you love your own people, guess what? You wouldn't do those things, but watch this.
The book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 36. He hath found out all the way of knowledge.
So he found out all the way of knowledge, read.
And have given it unto Jacob, his servant, and to Israel.
To who?
To Israel.
Deuteronomy 28. God said he is giving us the knowledge, Israel. But now I got to ask you, what's your nationality? Because you know already. You know already. I'm going to ask him as well. What's your nationality? I forgot. What's your name again? Moses. Let me forget that. Moses. How I forget that? Moses and Kurt. And what's your name, my sir? Victor. Moses, Victor, and Kurt. What's your nationality? You say you black. That's the color. That's the color. You see why I talked about the knowledge? Because you know you an Israelite. But then, what about your brother? What about your brother? You got to come out here and make sure you're teaching our people. Because Israelites don't sell drugs. Israelites don't smoke weed. Israelites don't make baby mamas. Israelites don't pop pills. Israelites don't sell fentanyl. All the things that you see going on. Everything in America benefits off of your destruction. Everything in America. Oh, the black men want to sell drugs. Whoop, whoop, lock them up. That's why you see police and ambulance riding all up and down east side, south side, west side, and south side of Chicago. Everywhere. But when you go to the suburbs, I don't see this many police in Bloomington, Bolingbrook, all these suburban areas. I be thinking they ain't even got no damn police. Because what? The black men talk about all this love, but we show the most hatred towards one another. That's right. Watch this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses...
All these what?
These curses...
So Moses, this is Moses. Hey, look at that. Moses is talking to the Israelites, everybody on the 12 tribes of Israel. This is Moses, the same man that split the sea, the same man that said, hey, let my people go. Moses, a black man that looked just like you. He said that if we don't hearken to God and keep the commandments, curses will come upon us. Don't you see us cursed in the city, cursed in the field? We cursed in slavery. Our names was changed. We get oppressed. We got George Floyd's. We the only people that got a long-ass list of names that we remember of people that we never met that died. And then we turn a blind eye when Rashad killed Ray Ray, or when Michi do something to Tay Tay on the block. No, don't nobody know them names. You ain't never said go say his name. But when it comes to your own people dying and getting put to death by your oppressor and your enemy, by people that look like this, now all of a sudden you want to say his name. Right. Now all of a sudden everybody want to march and protest. God said curses, bad things will fall upon the Israelites in Chicago, the Israelites in Detroit, the Israelites in Atlanta. Curses, bad things will happen to anywhere you see blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indians living. Read.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Don't you ever wonder why stuff happened to us? Like, damn, why do we the ones that built America, but we don't get none of the skyscrapers, the big buildings. You still got to go for loans. You still got to serve your enemies to everything that you want. I'm going to show you how we know who the Israelites are today. And Moses, you better not never call yourself black. That's a color. That's beneath you. You got to call yourself an Israelite, a prince of power with God. That's who you is. That's who we be. We the Israelites. Read 46.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee.
So God said these curses was going to be upon Kurt, Victor, Moses.
For a sign.
For a sign. How do I know that this 35th Street? Because of the what? Because of the sign. Stay with me. How do I know that that's the gas station? Because of the what? That's a sign. So the way that we know who the Israelites and identify with who they is today is because of the sign, the curses that God put upon us. Nobody lived a life like a black and Hispanic and Native American man and woman. Nobody can survive the things that we've been through. And they try to tear us down day in and day out, and we still try to rise up. They can't destroy the Israelites.
That's right.
You can put abortion clinics, you can put poor education, you can put the bad food, racial discrimination, social injustice, all the things. Guess what? Slavery. Put us on slave ships. You still can't stop the Israelites. Read.
Upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
You ever wonder why the stuff we go through what we go through? I know you did. I know you did, Kurt. And it clicked to you and said, oh, why do we go through the things that we go through? Because we done do what? Because we didn't keep God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Now you understand why we oppressed, why we went into slavery, how we got from the west coast of Africa, how they took the strongest people on the face of the planet, how they was able to take us, put us on slave ships, and send us from Africa all the way to Central, South, and North America. And you think this your land? You think these people fight for you and care for you? And they put drugs and guns in your community. They got men that come all the way from the top of Europe, Asia, and they come and open up stores in your neighborhoods and sell your kids backwoods. They sell your kids squares. Do you think these people love you? Open your eyes. Look what God called them, verse 48.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
God said if you want to know who the Israelites, just look at who's serving their enemies. For what?
Thine enemies which the Lord shall send against thee.
When you look at us when we went into slavery, God did this to us.
That's right.
You can't tell me these white people, Chinese people, Arab people strong enough to take us and put us on ships. God put us in slavery. He removed the spirit of the Lord off of us so we can end up in captivity and learn from our learn because we got punished. This is a punishment that you live in because you don't want to keep God's laws. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
In what?
In hunger.
Kurt, what's some of the food you like to eat? I guarantee you anything you think of, it ain't made by us, even though the store say black owned. Steak, guess what? Do we make that stuff? Name a black owned brand of steak. You can't. What about you? What food you like to eat? Burgers, hot dogs, all those things. Say it again. Fufu. You like eating fufu? Watch this.
I'm from Africa.
And in thirst. And in nakedness.
So God said the Israelites was going to serve their enemies for food, hunger, thirst, water, clothes, read.
And in want of all things.
It don't matter what it is that you want. You want the new iPhone 14, guess where you got to go to? You want a birth certificate, a death certificate, you want an LLC, you want an S-Corp, you want a marriage license, you want a driver's license, you want a passport, you want to fly, go see your family all the way on the other side of the country. Guess who you got to serve? God called him your what? What did God call him? Read it again, because he ain't listening.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Your what?
Thine enemies.
Your what?
Thine enemies.
The only people that'll put you in captivity and take you and put you in slavery is your what?
Thine enemies.
Chinese, Arab, Japanese, white is your what?
Thine enemies.
Jump back to he shall.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Who the only people that put a yoke of iron on our neck? Who did this to us?
Right.
Who did this to us right here? Y'all better say it like a man. Who did that to us? The Europeans. What about you? Speak up for your people. Who did that to us? The Europeans, the white man. God said that's your enemy. That's how we know who the Israelites are today, because we constantly want to go against God. That's why we constantly serving our people for food, clothes, water, hunger, anything that you want. You deserve to be on top and ruling this planet Earth.
Nation is men leading by example.